Hi, everybody. Facebook Live time and Instagram Live time. Let me go live on Instagram. Hey, friends. I haven't seen y'all in a couple of days. So on Instagram or Facebook. Definitely not because I haven't been working. I've been working like crazy in the best sort of way. Hi, everybody. So here's what I want to talk about today. So I just am over loving the number of people who are growing and gaining traction and doing amazing things in our Design You program. And every time I'm over there with all of our members who are amazing, I just think about the number of people who are not working with us and who are not getting the benefits of what we're doing and who don't even know what we're doing. And so I just wanted to come on and talk a lot today about what that looks like and how I'm feeling. So really just spending a lot of time thinking about, in general, this scenario, right? Because I've been working from home for 3 years now, thankfully, and have really perfected what that looks like with my team. I have a team literally all over the world of some full-time team members, some virtual contract team members. We know how to use all the tech. We know how to run everything, amazingly well. I love it. I've talked so much here on Instagram Live and on podcasts and other things, all the places that I teach my content. I've talked about how much working from home changed my life in the best sort of way, right? In my productivity, my profitability, just my joy. And so the interesting thing about that is I clearly have a positive mindset. Hi, everybody. Hi, Holly. My friend Holly Pecora. I'm seeing lots of my Design You members on too. Hey, Kim on Facebook. But anyway, I talk a lot about working from home, how your home supports you. We have a whole module in Design You later in the year about how to create a home that supports your business. I've talked about it on things like John Lee Dumas's podcast, the great Entrepreneur on Fire podcast, and a lot of others. And so it's really interesting to find myself in this place right now of working from home. And so the only thing that's really changed for me is that my husband and my child are also here with me, which just this morning, I was telling my Design You members, I really love it. I love that my family is here with me. And of course, I do have the benefit of not having toddlers right now. I have a teenager, so it's a little easier to work around that. But I just find it so interesting that where a lot of people are really overwhelmed right now with the shift of working at home, which clearly all of our obstacles and objections always come from our mindset. Hi, Patricia on Facebook. But we're having trouble getting a lot of traction on improving our mindsets, right? For a number of reasons. There's so much noise coming at us. There's so much change all at once. So I was thinking about that and the whole work from home, and something I'll tell you in a minute about something that I've been working on that I'll have to offer you really soon, next week, actually, about that. And then I also was thinking about the whole concept of having an online business, which I've also been doing now for about 3 years. So moving, my Design You program is over 2 years old from the beta when we launched it originally, around the time we launched our podcast. And so for 2 years in my Design You program, and then outside of that for myself, in developing and building the Design You program and my courses and all the other things that I've done online, I have had 3 years of really learning, perfecting, mastering, developing all the parts of working from home and having an online business. And I do still have one-on-one services, some of which are done online. I do still have one-on-one services, some of which are not done online with my highest end interior design clients. Yet even those projects, so much of it was done online. I did a beach house that we just photographed a few weeks ago that a lot of you saw us photographing. And almost that entire project was done online. I went to Florida twice over the 18-month period except in addition, not counting the installation. So 3 times total in an 18-month period. And every other meeting, builder meeting, presentation, every part and piece of it was done long distance. So it's really fascinating now to have this situation where for so many of you, you've thought about this, you're like, I should do that at some point in the future. I'm always talking to you about how the time will come that we need to be able to work from home potentially, but definitely work online. Number one, reach our clients where they are, do work from, anywhere, be able to adjust and meet people with their needs based on what else is happening in the world, which at the time for me was always thinking about things like direct to consumer products and the internet and all the services that are going online, and just how our customers are always online. And if we're not there reaching them, we're not really talking to our customers, which a lot of creatives are really bad about, waiting for our customers to come to us, right? We think if we have a website that's actually doing something. And what I keep reminding people is, unless you're sending traffic to the website, it's better than not having one, but just putting up a website doesn't necessarily mean anybody's going to it. And it's definitely only a tiny piece of the whole sales process. So I wanted to talk about this all today because we went from, those of us in America 2 weeks ago, those of you some other places a little bit longer ago than that we were telling ourselves we should be doing this stuff. We should be thinking about something scalable. We should think of a different way to reach our customer. But we kept putting it off, most people, right? Except for those people in my Design You program, which maybe they don't already have something launched, but they were in that mindset, moving towards it, thinking about all the parts, pieces, steps, logistics. And we have many people who have actually run the whole process and have products out online making 5 and 6 figures, which is incredible. So I find it really interesting right now that basically, in the last 2 to 3 weeks, the rug was yanked out from under us, right? Or we were pushed off the cliff, however you want to think about it. I say to my members, I'm like, some of us chose to run and leap off the cliff ahead of time, which is really helpful. And we're glad that we did. And then other people were like, I'll jump off that cliff sometime in the future when I have to. And then all of a sudden, here we are, like getting pushed off the cliff thanks to the coronavirus, right? So I want to talk about that today. I want you to know what we do and how we support people, but I want you to just know what I think about in general, how to move forward in a time like this. So it is time. It's time. It's been time. It's now more than ever time to think about how to reach your customer where they are, how to give them what they need, not just what you think they need, but what they're actually asking for, which isn't always full service, soup to nuts, whatever your service is, interior design or landscape design or event planning or whatever creative business you're in any business, really, any small business. So listening and meeting our customers where they are and understanding the difference in the price point of when they get me one-on-one full service soup to nuts versus when we create some other version of our services that are either scalable or kind of a hybrid version of that. And that's exactly what I do and what I teach in Design You, and have been now for 2 years, which is so exciting. So the time is now, but that doesn't mean that we are going to be super successful if we come from reaction mode and scarcity mode, which is where most people are living right now, in the fear, right? I've got to get something out yesterday. That kind of scarcity mindset is going to prevent you from getting anything out, because when we can't create positive actions from negative thoughts and feelings. So one of the things we do in Design You is coach you, deep mindset work, stuff that you thought had nothing to do with your business. And it's so funny because I'll have people say, I just want the business stuff, Toby. I don't want to do the personal development. And what my members would tell you is they cannot be separated, because unfortunately, we don't have a business brain and the rest of our life brain. We have one brain that is super entrenched in a lot of its beliefs and thoughts and practices those over and over. And so however you feel, you may have heard the saying, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And that is so true. So for years, I had business consulting for like 12 or 13 years now. And along the way, I figured out that the biggest, most important piece was not the business tools, because I could give you all the business tools in the world. But if your mindset, your thoughts, your limiting beliefs were in the way, you couldn't move forward. And now more than ever, with this pandemic, we're having to really, really manage our mindsets, right? Like they are really wreaking havoc on us. And it's not just like fixing them in the morning and we're good to go for the rest of the day, depending on what you're exposing yourself to. If you're letting yourself get on the news all the time or scrolling Instagram all the time, like you could be creating the feeling of fear for yourself throughout the day, multiple times a day or all day. So some of you are in just a constant state of anxiety and fear, which is legit, right? We have legit reasons to be, but we also can manage that if we want to. And if we're going to be moving our businesses forward and really, frankly, our lives forward, now is the time more than ever to learn how to manage your mindset, which is probably the biggest game changer, the biggest differentiator of the work I do in Design You from the work I did before. And from the other work that's done out in the world for creatives as far as business tools go. Because if you're not willing to do the mindset work, you're not even going to be able to implement the business tools. And it's a big, big, big thing. So that's one of the things that I for sure want you to know about. And I'm going to talk to you about that more in a minute. And then the other piece of this is for those of you who do get out of that paralysis of the fear and the thinking that you're doing, and you are able to move forward, the thoughts that create feelings of overwhelm and confusion and scarcity that say, I'm already behind, I've got to have something tomorrow, it has to be perfect, I have to have money by like next week. Those kinds of thoughts are also not going to move you into creating a product or a service online that is going to sell well, that's going to meet your customer even in what they're looking for, and that's going to sustain and grow your business long term. Hi, everybody. Thanks for all the hellos. I'm happy to see all of you and so many of you on today. So the other thing that we talk a lot about in Design You and I teach on a lot is the fact that the goal, and again, I had no idea we were going to be talking about a pandemic, but the goal for so many of us needs to be figuring out what part of our business goes online, how to meet our customers with it, and not just for this to be a race for whatever industry we're in, for all of us to get some DIY low dollar course or program out in the market. That's never been the message that I taught. And now, even though everybody's feeling so much scarcity and so much need to be online right now, it's still not the message that I teach. There is a very specific way to go about figuring out who you're going to work with, why you're working with them, how to add true value to them, and what mindsets you need to be in to be selling things, because we cannot make other people buy from us, right? A lot of us constantly are having people, are asking me questions. A lot of our industry and creatives are asking me the question, how do I make someone buy from me? And you can't make another person buy from you. Only their thoughts and their feelings make them take the action of buying. But there's so many things that you can do to make sure that the value you're creating is in alignment with the right group of people, and that's really serving them and getting them results, not just getting them to buy something, but getting them results so that they not only love you and love your product, but they want to buy from you again in the future, okay? So yeah, this is the moment, for sure. This is the moment to not sit around in fear. And while other people are sitting around watching Netflix, and we joke about it, but let's be honest, there are a lot of people who are just leaning into their fears and watching Netflix right now. There's a lot of people who are just paralyzed, analysis paralysis, like running thoughts and second guessing and not moving forward at all. And that is not going to be the type of thought, feeling, or action that moves you to the result you want to have 6 weeks from now, 90 days from now. And let's just be honest, like, no fear mongering here, but just, it's probably going to be a lot worse in 90 days for a lot of people than it is today, right? And so, again, frantically jumping out and trying just to create something and hoping someone buys it is that old adage of throwing a bunch of mud on the wall and seeing what sticks, which is never the advice that I give people. So I absolutely think this is the moment. This is our moment, all of us. You are not behind. You're right where you're supposed to be. But why get farther away from right now before you're really making something that helps other people, that gets traction, that grows your business, okay? So yeah, it's difficult right now. It's going to get more difficult. It's going to likely be a big recession that we had all been hearing about anyway, right? How many of us heard last year in 2019 that a recession was on its way, just because people were predicting that, because we had such a great economy since the last recession for essentially 10 years. So I'm not fully surprised by the fact that we are where we are in some ways. I'm clearly surprised that it's a pandemic that's putting us there. But my message has been the same the whole time. It's still the message. It's going to keep being the message. And it's the message I'm teaching in Design You. And I want you to know that I will guide you through this if you want to come join us. And if you want to get the stuff that my other members are getting, I'll help you know what you need and who you should be talking to and how to create content and how to sell content and how to monetize content and, you know, what to sell and how to build a brand during this, which can be done. How to step into thought leadership, not just be a person at the kind of bottom of the process of throwing out some not great digital product that may or may not sell, but actually stepping into being a thought leader in your area of expertise. This is a time to do that, to ramp up, to get motivated, to skill up in so many ways. And that's the work that like I said, we've been doing for 2 years. We're going to keep doing for the, foreseeable future. I love this work more than any work I've ever done. And we're doing even more of it right now. And it's probably my favorite moment in the weirdest sort of way of the whole 2 years that I've had my program, because right now we're bringing all my skills and my team's skills to Design You. Okay. So I have been a business coach for 13 years. I have an MBA and an accounting degree and all that part, right? I've built 2 7-figure businesses. One of them is an online business now. But I don't say any of that to brag, but just to show you like my skills that we bring there, because we have that whole business component, but then we also have the mindset piece, which I would argue is the most important piece. So I have my life coach certification, and I've just gone through master coach training. I'm almost finished with that project, which is really fun and exciting, by the way. But the amount of coaching that we're doing, thank you, Jessica. Jessica is telling y'all about her experience. She's one of our amazing members. But the amount of life coaching we're doing in there is crazy. Like we had a session last week, one of our 3 bonus sessions I threw in last week, and I've got 3 this week also, on top of our regular monthly calls and work that we do. Last week, one of them was clearly just bring your thoughts and fears and let's just literally work through every one of them to get any of you guys unstuck and over the hump and reframe your thinking so that you can move forward. So life coaching is a huge component of this. And so both the business coaching and the life coaching is huge. And then there's the support of the community. Okay. So anything that is in real life, real time happening for me, I always assume it's also happening for our members. So what I saw happen immediately last week when I started really leaning into how can I serve? Where can I show up free and paid? I want to do bonus podcasts. I want to do bonus coaching calls that are absolutely free to the public, which we have another one tomorrow, by the way. I want to do more for our members and put a whole bunch of other calls and talk about specific things. We had a call today on marketing and your offer. And so if the people who had been creating something for sale, but they hadn't gotten it launched yet, making sure they know how to price it and what it should be and how to market it. And for those people who've kind of been waiting, like how to move move their idea forward. We had that today, which was incredible. We're doing one tomorrow in the program all about money, because a lot of people are like freaked out right now. And they're like, I don't even know. I might be one of those people who is 1 or 2 months away from being completely broke and having to close my doors. What am I going to do about it? And we're tackling that tomorrow. But it's all of these things. And so I was watching myself last week as I was putting all that extra content out, and I was like, oh, my other habits are slipping. My health habits, if I'm not careful, are going to slip. What I'm eating, I want to make sure I'm staying on my sleep schedule. I have to stay well, because I don't want to get this, knock on wood, virus, because I want to be here for you guys. And so I was thinking, my exercise is slipping too. So we immediately opened a group. So we use a really cool platform called Mighty Networks, and it's kind of like having a Facebook group. It's got the feed like that, but embedded in it, we've also got like a drop-down menu that shows all of our courses and programs and other things. And all my signature courses are in there. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I was like, okay, who wants to do accountability? I'm going to do like a Peloton challenge or something so that we can stay well together. And I mean, it is like a close-knit family in there. And so I threw that out, and then thankfully Melanie Coddington, one of our members, a couple of days later, like showed a picture of her on her Peloton and was like, hey, Toby, how about that challenge? And so then we decided to open up a group, which is sort of a thread within a thread of our community about fitness accountability. And so now together, those people who want to opt in are doing fitness accountability. So some of us are on Peloton and we're all following each other. Some of us, like, we've posted all of our other favorite apps, and we have a thread every day, every single day, where you go in and say like what your workout's going to be today and how you're holding yourself accountable. Because we know that if we let our members start, getting in bad habit. I mean, not me and my team, but like as a group collectively, the membership knows like we've got to hold each other up. We've got to stand on each other's shoulders. We've got to make sure that we're talking about this stuff and what we're struggling with and putting in parameters and things that help people move forward. So now we have a fitness accountability group. We already had a lot of business accountability groups and mindset fun things. And so it's been remarkable to watch, and it has helped me personally so much. I know it's helping all of our members, because I'm getting all of these emails and testimonial type, things and thank you notes and stuff about how we're stepping in to help, which feels so good. But my favorite part of this is I know collectively as a group, that membership of people will be heads and tails beyond everybody else when we come out of this, or before. A lot of the people in that group will find a way to thrive through this process or grow through this process. And that's my goal for all of our members, to really help us do that. So essentially, for less than $300 a month right now, you're getting full-on business coaching, full-on life coaching, fitness accountability, peer groups, accountability partners. I mean, I can't even tell you. There's so much stuff in there. And I think I have a life coach, and I pay her $300 a session, which she's incredible. But we get that level of coaching in this program on whatever you're worried about, how to do anything that you're stuck with. And it's so amazing. So here's what I have coming up in addition to all of those bonus calls that I've already talked about that we're doing. So one of the things I was working on already was a how to work from home course. So I just turned up the gas on getting that out a little bit, and it's going to be out next week. And everybody that's in our membership will get that course just as part of their membership. And along with it, the 6 modules of how to really effectively work from home. We're going to have some dedicated live calls that are just for that course within our program, to help people, where you come on and get coached and say, I'm struggling with, this part of keeping my schedule together, or my kids are at home, or can you teach me again how to use that certain app you talked about, or that piece of technology? Okay, so that's happening in the group on top of what else we already have. And then one of my, probably, it might be the most valuable, it's hard to pick, of the 3 signature courses that you get when you become a member, because those are Designer MBA, which is really kind of systems and set up for running mainly an interior design business, but really any creative business. That one's in there. And then financials for creatives is in there, but probably the most signature course that people associate with what I do is a course that I created almost 2 years ago called Digital Marketing for Creatives. And it's really the whole course about how to do what all of you are trying to do right now, how to go online, how to decide who your ideal client is, what you're going to sell them, what your niche is, how to create that as a course or a program or a membership or some hybrid version of a, part one-on-one kind of part scalable offering, mid-tier offering, and then what to do with it, how to grow an email list, how to do all the parts, every piece of it. And it's such an incredible course. And I had already decided prior to this that I was going to teach it again live stream this spring, because it's been almost 2 years since I launched it in August of 2018. And so perfect timing that I'm teaching it live stream in the program April 6th and 7th. So right now, if you're working with us in Design U, you're going to get everything I already talked about that we're doing, which is incredible. All the bonus courses, all the life coaching, all the stuff. Then you're going to get a brand new version of me teaching for 2 full days, the entire Digital Marketing for Creatives course with everything I've learned in the last almost 2 years since we launched it originally, which is a tremendous amount of stuff. And you're going to get a work from home course, which is amazing, and all the calls that go with it. And you're just going to get all the support, because there's no reason to do this stuff alone. And you really don't have an option anymore but to do at least some of the parts of this work on your business, right? You can still offer one-on-one services, but at the very least, you have to be online talking to your customer. And we're doing stuff every single week to help you when you're confused on what should my message be. You're like, I'm afraid to tell people things. I'm afraid to launch things right now. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to be sleazy. I don't want to be salesy. We cover all of that, because those are just fears and thoughts that are going to keep you stuck and hold you back from really moving yourself forward. So I really wanted to let you guys know even what this is all about, because some of you hear me talk about it and you're like, oh yeah, that thing Toby does, I'll check on that in the future sometime. I might want to do that later. You really don't want to wait to do this, another minute, because all of this is not going to stop happening, right? But if we're not moving forward, we're really not even staying where we are. We're moving backwards. And so even just thinking about the monthly content, every single month in Design U, in addition to all that other stuff, we have a monthly course essentially. And so March is Make Money with Your Creativity, which was perfect, right? And April, Balance Over Burnout, also very perfect, neither of which had anything to do with knowing that any of this was coming, but it's just the topics that I've created over the last 2 years that I know are top of mind, that I know you guys get stuck with even in normal business operations. And we're far from being normal right now. So, it's the new normal probably, but it's not really normal, right? Debbie says, do you help people starting out? Absolutely, Debbie. We meet you where you are. Okay. So for less than $10 a day is really what you can think. For less than $10 a day, do I want somebody meeting me where I am? Do I want a group of people who have, and you don't just get me, trust me, a lot of the beauty of the program are people just like Jessica, who left a comment earlier, because she has already been in there for over a year. She has already taken this same path. And to have people besides just me, and there are many, many of them, there are dozens of people who have been working with me and who have been doing this work for more than a year, to be able to say to you, I was right where you are. I know it feels scary. Don't panic over that. We have our members jumping in and answering questions and comments and cheering people on as much as my team and I are, which is what's so, so beautiful about it. So I just want you to know, no matter what you decide, I'm still here creating content for you. Whether you join us in Design U or not, I'm still going to be creating free content. The podcast is always going to be there, and it will be the most relevant, up-to-date stuff ever. But I just want you to also know that for less than $10 a day, you want to get moving on creating what your business is going to look like moving forward. You want to get moving so you stop some of the bleeding that is happening right now and the fear. And you want to get moving so 90 days from now, you're not finally saying, okay, now I'll start. You will already be 90 days in to making a difference in your business and your life. And some of you, are thinking, I literally can't even get over the fear and the anxiety right now at all to think about where I want to go with my business. And that's okay too, because that's exactly what the life coaching piece is. And you see this whiteboard behind me. I coach on this all day, every single day, taking people, the circumstance that they're most afraid of, looking at their thoughts and their feelings and seeing what actions those are creating in your life. Because what you don't realize is whatever actions you have right now, you're creating those. Now, you're not creating the circumstance, right? We didn't intentionally create the coronavirus, but everything after that, our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, and our results are all based on us. Somebody says, how can I join? Okay. So tobyfairley.com/designu, or even way simpler, just if you're on Instagram, DM me, just say, hey, I'm interested. And I'll just have a conversation with you. Don't be surprised when you start getting voice text from me on the DMs or my team, because we are all literally on the front lines right now for all of you, trying to help those of you who are our members, trying to help those of you who may want to be a member, trying to help those of you who don't think you can be a member right now. All of you, you're all equally important to us. And it's really, really, really important work. And I feel such an honor and a privilege right now, and a purpose like I've never felt before, that I have the skill set, I have the business tools, the mindset tools, and have already built this program 2 years ago and built the framework for working from home for the last 3 years that I have. I absolutely know how to move you forward. My team knows how to move you forward. Our members know how to move you forward. And I think what I just keep seeing more than anything in our membership over the last several days, and I'm going to share some of those with you on stories, just because they're so kind and sweet. And I love our members so much, of people just thanking me for, and really it's not just me. I don't do this by myself, me and my team of amazing humans, but thanking us for making ourselves available at a whole other level, to support you at different levels, to be anticipating your needs before you even know you need them. Instead of journaling about myself, which I've done for probably 20 years to work on my thoughts and work out ideas, right now what I'm doing every single day for at least an hour is journaling about what you guys are worried about, both members and non-members, so I can already be anticipating how to help get you the information you need to move you forward. I mean, literally, I had to make myself rest this weekend. I was so tired, but I don't want to stop. I feel like it is my opportunity right now to help every single one of you move forward in the way that you need to. If you have any kind of creative business, small business, it's not just for interior designers. We have landscape designers, we have product designers, we have caterers, we have event planners, we have, I don't know if we currently have a photographer, but we've had them. We've had real estate agents. We have a fitness gym owner right now. There's so many people in there. It's so much fun, so much perspective. And so I really wanted you guys to know that, because I haven't come on in a long time and even shared with you what we're doing. But we're doing so much more than we were doing. Okay, so where do you go from here? Well, if you want to know more, or you think you want to join, direct message me. Even if you think I want to join, but I can't afford to join, direct message me. Let's have a conversation about how I can help you the most. And then if you want to hurry and get in there and get all of these trainings and stuff we're doing, you will get access this month. Like if you get in March, you will be able to see all of the March live calls we've already done, including the ones on life coaching, including the ones on money and the offer and all the things that we're marketing, all the things we're doing. Next week, you will have access to how to work from home with all of those calls, workbooks, worksheets, all kinds of stuff that goes with that. The week after that, you'll have access to me teaching the entire course, the brand new updated version of Digital Marketing for Creatives. And I'm giving 2 additional calls on top of what I normally do. So that's a 2-day course. It's like you're at a conference, but it's virtual. So from 8:30 Central Time to 4:30 Central Time, there's 4 90-minute sessions that I teach you 2 days in a row of how to do all of this work. And literally, you don't have to know anything about it. If you're like, I don't even know how to get online, I don't even know what an email list is, I literally wouldn't have the first clue or inkling how to meet my clients where they are, or create a course or anything like that. It's all in there. And then something I'm doing, because I noticed from the last couple of years, something people need is I'm doing an extra bonus call the week after on a separate time, after we're not so tired from all the ideas and input from the Digital Marketing for Creatives content. I'm doing a call just on how to choose a course offering or create a service offering from the information you learned. And then the week after that, I'm doing an additional Q&A call with all your questions about the whole course, digital marketing and course creation stuff and all of that, because I know you're going to put it into practice a lot sooner than people have done in the past, because we need it right now, right? And I know you're going to have a lot of questions. Now, of course, as long as you're a member, you keep getting to come and ask questions every single month, because we have typically we have 2 live calls a month. We have a mastermind, kind of co-working type of mastermind session where you get together and we split you up into groups and you brainstorm ideas with your peers. If you buy for a whole year instead of just at the monthly rate, you get other perks, like you have your own Instagram private account with me. Like I have a Design You Insiders private account where I'm doing lives and trainings and teachings just like this. And the way you become an insider is either you buy it for a whole year right now, or after 6 months of being a member, we automatically upgrade you to insider status and you get all those other perks. So that's really fun. We have live trainings for the insiders that we have outside people come in and teach things. I mean, there's just, I can't even tell you how much stuff there is. So the bigger problem is to make sure we get you in there and y'all stay connected with us, because I have so much for you that some people can get in there and be like, I don't even know where to start. And so for that reason, you get a free call with one of my 2 team members that we call our success coaches. So when you start, you get a call with a success coach to help you know exactly where to start. And you always have access to me. Like right inside Mighty Networks is a little like symbol for an email inbox that you can literally send me a private message and be like, hey, Toby, I'm struggling with this. And I answer all of those. The coaching is phenomenal. So many people come to the calls and they're like, I don't even need to submit a question because I just watch everybody else get coached because they have all my same questions. Or I wasn't even available for the call and I just watched the replay and it like did so much for me. So just really wanted you to know a couple of things. 1, what we do in there, because it's crazy good. 2, whether you join us or not, this is the time. This is the time to move forward. Don't let yourself be stuck, get in habits of staying up late, watching Netflix, being afraid, all the things that are going to be the most easy path to take. What I call the path of least resistance is going to be worry, but do nothing. And that's the exact opposite path that we take together. And I just want you to have the resources because they exist already. They're incredible. They're not new. They are proven. They're working for people like crazy. We have people who are going on their 3rd year and still going strong as a member and don't intend to quit anytime soon, because how in the world could you get this type level degree of coaching, help, not just in one area, but in all those areas that I've talked about? We have a whole bunch of work on your schedule and time management, because that's one of the really the most efficient areas for creatives is not planning what you're going to do, not following through on what you do. We do a ton of work on that. There's no way. You would have to literally pay $300 10 times over to get this much help in a month, and it's all in there all the time. And again, the only thing that's new is I'm showing up and giving you some bonus calls, but it's always been there. It's always been this good. It's going to keep being this good. Okay. So that's what I wanted you to know. please don't wait around. If you don't work with me, work with somebody, hire a coach, do what you can, listen to my podcast, but message me and let me know, because there is no reason for you to not be able to move forward in some way today. And I'm on a mission to make sure that's the case. We're calling it with our program, No Member Left Behind. Like, my team is literally outreaching, calling, messaging, sending videos to our members that like we haven't heard from for a few days, who we're afraid maybe are stuck in fear or anxiety or possibly could be sick or whatever. Like, we're literally checking on everybody. We're making sure that everybody is getting what they need right now. And I would love for you to absolutely be one of those people who get what you need right now. I made it affordable on purpose from the beginning. It's more valuable than it's ever been right now at less than $10 a day. And I want to be there for you. So if there's anything I didn't say, tell me what you need. I want to offer it. I want it to be part of how to move everybody forward. And again, I'm just really grateful for this opportunity, not only to talk to you here, but to help so many people. It is my life's work. I know that. And I love that my path brought me here, and I can't wait to see where we go 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months from now. And the difference, I think there's going to be a real separation in all of the world, really, of those who stepped into this and made something from it, and those who really didn't. And that's a really scary thought to think about. And I want to make sure that I make so many more people aware of, and make the tools available to so many more people, so that you can get on the side of that list, that you're moving forward the way you want to and the way you need to. Okay. So thank you guys. Let me know what questions you have. I will be bringing them to all of these lives that I'm doing. I'm having another free coaching call tomorrow. If you just want to see what it's all about, you can look in my Instagram. I think it's still there. If not, I'll look and make sure it's on a highlight. Or if you're on my email list, you probably got a link to the replay. That coaching call last week was incredible. The free public one, so good. We're doing another one tomorrow afternoon. You can get on that. I know it's currently in my Instagram. You can register for that. Same sort of format. And then I'll be talking to you there on that call too about Design You if there's any questions I didn't answer today. But get over there and work with us. Let us spend our time thinking about you, supporting you, helping you. It's what we do. And it's what we love to do. And we just thank you so much. So see you guys soon. Bye, everyone.